Hello everyone, this is Benjamin Ramirez. I'm just gonna do a random video just for fun like I used to. Um, my three openings that I focus on is the current one that I'm creating, which he decided to get into. I enjoy playing random people with it. It helps get me more data. I've already developed pretty much the openings for the most part, but it allows me to, if any mistakes that people commonly make or commonly do, I can say this is what people normally do. So capturing is very normal. Knight to c3 is basically part of my moves. Now, all my videos so far are currently knight to c6. d6 obviously is not part of my current videos. It is very possible. I'm going to simply play d4 here. Even though it's not the same move order as the ones that I'm currently making, it still is perfectly fine to play d4 here. I'm sure he's trying to figure out what to do because I'm pretty sure he prepared the normal Sicilian. So I enjoy this very much with people. And that's why when people play d4 as white, I like playing f5, the Dutch system, because people are not very unfamiliar with it. Now that is normally bad if he plays c6 first, then f6, but because of d6, I can't move my pawns up to play off the knights. That is something that I have covered, but because of his move order, he actually did okay. Here I'm going to simply develop a piece. And when I finally do make a video on this one, I will make a reference to this game. I make references to games a lot, but I don't have all my games recorded on YouTube, so I just play them in various apps, mostly Lichess. Lichess is my most app I play with. So after developing, I think attacking the knight might be okay here. If I go e5, if he captures, I capture, he'd have to move the knight. Bishop b5 is possible, calling check. He can move his bishop, I take, he takes, so his queen or his knight. It's not very good because it usually allows him to develop. I'm thinking about a3 here. If he takes, I take with my bishop and then playing e5. I'm going to do that. If he takes, I take, and yeah, I like that. I didn't put much thought in it, I just like it, so I'm going to do it. So my brain is so focused on the knight to c6 moves because all my videos and studying, I can't look at my notes because that'll be cheating, but I will be going over it after this to help refresh my memory. Where's my chessboard? My chessboard, not where my chessboard, where my pieces. There it is. I thought I had my chessboard set up fully, and my rook and bishop wasn't there. That's kind of weird. He's trying to castle. I can definitely put a little something in his plans here. Okay, he takes. Now, I can take the bishop now, he can take with the queen, or I can take the pawn now, make him move his knight, and then take. I'm not going to stop his castling here with this. But I definitely did clear up the board. Normally trading pieces is considered bad when you're down upon. Because of the structure, I'm fine with it because I feel like I have more space and more options than my opponent. I'm going to take first. I have a lot of options. I'm just going to take first. And any option is fine, really, I think. I'm thinking about, after he moving my knight to c4. I see something a little weird here. If he takes my queen, I take off my rook. If he takes my bishop, I take off my knight. And I can put my knight to b5 and have my rook on d1. Trying to, move or some tactics, possibly. I actually like the idea of that. So I'm going to move my knight to c. That kind of blocks it. For some reason, I was only expecting knight to g4. I wasn't expecting that at all. I can kick his knight, but that actually blocks the c7 square as well. If I'm my knight right now, like I wanted, he can take off his bishop. I take his bishop with my knight. He can castle. If I go up, it's still blocked off, so it's not. So he's not really making simple mistakes, which is fine. I mean, I rather play more solid openings than obvious simple mistakes. I want the D diagonal, the D1. So I'm thinking about kicking the knight out with C4, taking the bishop, having him take it back, and then moving my knight out the way. I want control over that diagonal, so I'm gonna kick his knight out. I don't like where it's at. He might go to C3, which is also okay. It's not gonna I have ideas of what I would like to do, but it doesn't necessarily mean that if I have to do something different that it's bad. It's perfectly fine. Okay. It'll take 4 moves to get to c7 with my knight. I should probably abandon that idea altogether. If I'm gonna move my knight, I have to take with the bishop first, I believe. Otherwise, I'd be giving up a free piece. If I move my knight anywhere, the queen can take my queen, call it check. If I take off my rook, it would take my bishop. If I take off my king, then my king's in the center. So I'm gonna have to take first before I do anything else. he takes. Let's see. I like the D6 square for my knight. That is very nice square. He can't be pushed back by pawns or anything. So I found a nice place for my knight. I'm going to have to kick his knight out eventually with G3. Just because my bishop can't go anywhere. So unless I move my pawn. Which, if my pawn is attacked by the queen. I'm defending it with my knight move, but I plan on moving my knight again. So I might move my knight to D6 and then move my pawn to C5 after, just to double protect it with pawns. But I'm not 100% sure. Okay, he castled, which is perfectly fine. The only thing that's going to be able to stop my knight from being on D6 is another knight. Right now, he has almost no way to actually... Because his bishop, he doesn't have a black bishop. So he can't target my knight with his bishop. And right now, in this position, not in this position, but normally, with it being a diagonal, it'll take 3 moves for him to start to try to target my knight with a knight. So with my pawns and stuff around, I can probably prevent that. Knight to D7, knight to B6, knight to C4 would challenge my knight and pawn. So if I yeah, he can probably do that. Knight to D7. I move my pawn up one, not yet. I can move my... Oh. No, he's not going to do it. He probably doesn't see how to, maybe. Or he probably feels like it's too many moves to waste. He most likely seen the C5 move. I don't want to give it too many pawns. I mean, I like my pawns. But my bishop is a little locked in. But if I kick his knight, then my bishop can move on that diagonal, which is he's trying to move his bishop in that diagonal as well. No, he's not. He can't right now. But I wonder what he's... I'm thinking about moving my knight to D4. If he moves his bishop, I'll move my knight to B5. And then I'll be threatening to capture the bishop. He can capture with his queen. And then I move my knight back there. So I'm thinking about keeping my knight. I feel like he's trying to keep control of the diagonal. But if I do that, both his pieces will be eyeing G2. And I don't want that. I don't want both his pieces eyeing G2. I'm going to try to threaten his knight first to see how he handles that. I don't like him eyeing G2 like that. It's preventing me from trying to keep my D6 square. I don't have anything specifically with that square. It's just that it can almost go anywhere on the board when needed. So I want it there for, more mobility. So if I notice something I can do, I can do it. not take 2-3 moves to get there. Right now his 3 pieces haven't moved at all. A, B, or C pieces. So okay. He decides to move his bishop anyways, and I believe the knight is for free, which is kind of sad because I was getting kind of happy about the constant even back and forth. I barely have evenness back and forth with this opening because a lot of people aren't familiar with it, and usually it's very easy for me to win. So I was hoping for that. The only time I had trouble with it was when I was doing bullet 2 minutes 1 seconds. It was a marathon, chess marathon. It was 13 hours. I had beaten a couple of players that were considered expert level. My rating went from 1544 to 18 something in one day, focusing on 5 openings. This was one of them. And I was focused on this one, the Evans Gambit, the fried liver for white, because e4 can transpose to different openings. So e4, if he played e5, and I played knight to f3, he played knight to 6, you know. Alright, well, that was a good game. That was a good game. I'm going to try to analyze it for the opening. I already have notes, but nothing wrong with gaining more, you know. Maybe I can compare it to what I already have and see if it's the same or similar or not. Apparently I blundered. I'm guessing my blunder was me missing a blunder he did. That's usually one of my most blunders, is my opponent blundering, me not noticing it. Alright. No. That is not a mistake. Okay, good. Yeah, that's not. They used to do that every time when I played his opening, and now they're starting to notice it's not really bad, which means that they're updating their databases based upon games. So they've noticed that it's has been better. So let's see what they have to say. H4. I don't know why. So Queen of D2 was a blunder. Queen to D2. So let's go look at this. Okay, I was right. It was only bad if it was both knights and not the pawn. Okay. Alright. So this is actually, I'm actually glad that I didn't remember it, but my reasoning was the same as what I made, so I'm very glad that I did that. I stopped here, I believe, is where I stopped. So I stopped here. There's different options for. Yeah, I didn't play C3 in my notes, but it was still good. So I'll review them. I'm making more videos, so I played a different move, but it was still good. So I'm gonna review, and since I haven't made a video yet, I would definitely check it out. So I can do all the work, and then you can watch the videos and learn from them. So that's the best thing about not making them yourself. Now, why is this the best? What is it that black can do here? Oh, I think, can I move the pieces? Yes, I can. Queen to e4, I think if he tries to block it, I can capture. So that makes a lot of sense. Okay. I did miss that. If I moved here, okay. If I moved here instead, and he moved his knight, I could have went here. So I missed basically okay. Well, that was good. I missed it, but I still won, and I did okay. I didn't win because of a good move that I played. It was just he played worse moves, which is normal. You only win if they play worse moves than you. All right, so I missed a tactical thing. All right, well, it was a good game. Hope you guys enjoyed. Just subscribe.